Something that like every day for the last 9 months, I've been asking myself, how is it that we can see this and then people with power in this country are lying to us about this reality that we can all see?
That's Simone Zimmerman. She's talking about what an entire generation has been going through these past 2 years. And aside from whatever we think about Israel, Palestine, and Gaza, have we considered what the consequences for our society is going to be in the 2030s and 40s when this generation takes the baton from ours? This is a generation that is being red-pilled, and we describe its likely effects in the US and also in Australia in another video in this series. They are angry and frustrated with the state of their democracy, with a political system that no longer responds to their needs. The war, the money, the blank check support, the restrictions on their individual liberties, and most importantly, the horrific images on their screens have all come together as evidence that affirms their suspicions about what they have long believed to be the case, which is that there is something fundamentally wrong with the health of their society and the state of their democracy. In other words, they don't share my generation's priors anymore, and we don't yet know what priors they will find to take their place.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds.
That turned us into a sort of time travelers.
You wake up to realizing that so much of the stuff you believed was bullshit propaganda and is all lies.
We are coming to you from our past to tell you about your future.
People I talked to who told me that these things weren't true are now telling me that they are. And that definitely undermined a narrative that I had.
If they're not telling me the truth about this...
And then once people realize that, they go, well, what else have they been lying to me about?
Or if they're reporting this like that, what else is going on?
We've been lied to since the beginning of this country.
It shows the kind of blind spot that we had. And now I'm going to have to rethink a lot of things.
That's Israeli-American and Zionist Shail Ben Ephraim, speaking in July 2024 after Israeli civilians stormed Sde Teman in defense of soldiers accused of rape. If you followed him on social media over the past 2 years, you will have watched what red-pilling looks like in real time.
This is a real danger when the establishment and the institutions are all caught with their pants down, having sold a bunch of very consequential policies based on lies.
Brand new excerpt from my upcoming book, Original Sin. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, called Original Sin. Just a few days, comes out Tuesday. You will not believe what we found out.
We all f***ing knew. All of us knew.
Nothing more perfectly illustrates the disconnect between a media establishment thoroughly embedded with power and the reality that ordinary people see than the surreal rollout of anchor Jake Tapper's expose on Joe Biden.
And I wish I'd known what I know now. I would not say I was incurious.
When they read legacy media, I think cable news is in a lot of trouble.
You remember what the New York Times wrote in the editorial? Mamdani should not even have a line on the ballot.
Fox News is, like all cable networks, dying.
Nobody gave a damn.
The problem is when you lie that aggressively.
The gap between what people can see and hear and read, what politicians are saying and what mainstream media outlets are saying is so incredibly vast.
Whatever you think of these people and their politics, on this question, they have their finger on the pulse of the nation.
It has politicized large numbers of people who weren't particularly political before.
Or is it more sinister and we should just not trust them because they have a very well-documented track record of being pretty batshit? Yeah, it's somewhere on that spectrum. Yeah, I would say.
So I think it's become totemic.
You know, in my day, a New York Times endorsement, it was a very fraught moment.
And privy to the fact that they're not really getting the whole story when they watch traditional media.
The New York Times, who it endorsed. Yes, it was a very big moment.
This is CNN.
I would not say I was incurious.
No, nobody gives a shit.
When people decide that institutions they should trust can't be trusted, they look for someone else to trust instead.
And so there's a lot more competition now.
The Al Jazeera effect. There's danger in that, and I think that there are some things that then people jump to conclusions that are
the legacy of antisemitism. And it's not that viewpoint is not completely it doesn't have any validity to it.
Well, then maybe the people with power should do a better job of not lying through their teeth about everything.
Well, how long do we have to learn the lesson that if you try and suppress things and ideas and people through censorship, through punishment, through silencing, through exclusion, you're just going to make them stronger?
They've lost all credibility.
Banging on the chick 'cause I'm a gangster bitch. I'm gang banging on the strip on some gangster shit.
Can you imagine got a bunch of kids to chant free, free Palestine? Free, free! Which of course they happily did because these kids don't watch the news.
We're losing the youth of this country. We're losing them on TikTok.
They watch is TikTok, which has a lot of primary sources of Gazan people being bombed by Israel.
The machine doesn't give a fuck about free speech.
The Jews did everything? Everything!
The good with the bad. I'm called a foreign asset, right? That I'm a foreign lobbyist. They would kill you without even thinking. They would say, rise and kill them first. That's how they think.
You know what I mean? The JFK thing, I had no clue.
They are ruthless. Israel did 9/11, Charlie. Oh, they did. Wow. Why are we in the middle? I served. Why were we in the Middle East? Endless. Go look. Any post I put up, the hatred, the vitriol that's going on. And so...
All about the corruption, the propaganda, they listen to the government, they know it's bullshit.
9/11, apparently.
Did the Holocaust happen? The Holocaust did happen. How many people died? Not 6 million.
This realization that whatever you believe...
When you turn to people like that because they're the only people seemingly criticizing the US military industrial complex, you're like, I am very confused and have a very uneasy feeling, but I don't know where else to go.
This is all bullshit now.
I appreciate this hearing, Mr. Chairman, but this hearing ain't gonna fix shit.
Of all the consequences of what Ida Buttrose and David Anderson did to Antoinette Lattouf, or of Tony Burke's unfortunate decision to deny a visa to Candace Owens, the most important, we believe, will not be the impact on these women. The most consequential impact, we believe, is the way it undermines confidence in our shared priors, the confidence in our institutions, which my generation considered axiomatic, but which Gen Zs increasingly view as just another in a long series of false assumptions and broken premises about our world. Because if you thought the debates about lockdowns were dysfunctional, just wait till you see what the 2030s will bring.
In Nazi Germany, again, they are having transgender surgeries, underground transgender surgeries. They are promoting homosexuality in schools.
Gaza exposed everything. Now we're seeing the ripple effect.